Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you my reaction to Star Wars The Mandalorian Chapter 4. I do want to apologize for this episode being a little late. I was out of town since Friday last week when the episode released for the holiday, and I didn't get home until late Monday night, and had to record it and probably didn't get around to editing it until the day or two later. So here we are, probably like Wednesday or Thursday. The new episode's going to be coming out this Friday. Hopefully I can react to that. I'm definitely going to be able to react to that either Friday or Saturday this weekend. So you should have that episode within a day or two, maybe. Before we begin, I just want to make a quick announcement for those that didn't see the actual announcement video. I did just launch for the first time ever my first run of Mobius1 merch. I'll put a link in this video description down below to take you to an online store where you can buy, t-shirts or hoodies with my logo on the front, name on the back with the two lightsabers. It actually looks really sick. It's going to be run for a limited time. I think it only lasts until about December 21st or 22nd. So if you want to be one of the first people to ever be able to rep the channel IRL, definitely head over there. Anything that I make through this run of merch is going to go directly into increasing the quality of my recordings and streams. I'm going to be getting like better headsets and microphones and lighting and all that fun stuff to make everything just look a lot better. But enough of that. I know you guys are here for the Mandalorian reaction. For those of you watching the full reactions on Patreon, I am starting the videos at the 0-second mark with the Disney Plus logo and all that stuff. So, with that out of the way, here we go. Chapter 4 of The Mandalorian, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm ready. Let's do this. These are really blue. I like the music. Is this a flashback? I'm getting like a real Last Samurai vibe. Uh-oh. Here comes the T-Rex. T-Rex doesn't want to eat, it wants to hunt. Oh, is this the ATST? Yeah. From the trailer. I recognize the, like the water. Who are these people? Those are not stormtroopers. Oh, that's smart. So wait, these guys have an ATST? They're not showing it. So this can't be a flashback then, right? Or is it? Okay, so yeah, that's a scene from one of the trailers. Did they kill everybody or did they just raid them? Everybody else ran. We didn't see anybody getting killed. Look at that face. Yes.
Sorgan. Looks like there's no starport, no industrial centers, no population density, which means it's perfect for us.
Sorgan? So they actually gave us the name of a location for the first time in this series. Yeah, okay, so that's where he's going. Alright, quick prediction. Let's see. They're probably going to... He's either going to help them, or they're going to hire... No, I don't know.
Now listen, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to look around. Now, don't touch anything. You stay right here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't move. You understand?
That's totally gonna work, I'm sure. This seems like a terrible idea.
What the hell? Come on.
Dude, I can't. Like, I feel like I shouldn't like the Baby Yoda this much, but I can't help it. Look at him little hobbling along. Oh, they're all looking at him. But see, nobody... A loth cat? That's a loth cat from Rebels. What's that doing here? There she is! That's the chick.
Welcome, travelers. Can I interest you in anything?
That one over there. When did she arrive?
I've seen her here for the last week or so. Can't doesn't strike me as a log runner. Well, thank you, sir. I'll be right back with that.
Ugh, dude. It's like straight out of a D&D campaign. That's a really useful gadget to have. Look up. Up. Yep, it's always up. Now this girl's an MMA fighter in real life. Dude, she just punched his helmet? Damn. Let's go, you baby Yoda. Yes!
You want some soup?
Then when the imps were gone, the politics started. We were peacekeepers, not what I signed up for.
So she was a merc? New Republic hired her to...
Look, I knew you were guild. I figured you'd had a fob on me. That's why I came at you so hard.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
One of us is gonna have to move on, and I was here first.
Interesting. So she's
Looks like this planet's taken.
hiding from the guild, but for what?
Sir, I've read a lot about your people. Tribe, if half of what I read is true... We have money.
How much? It's not enough.
Are you sure
Damn.
you don't know what the job is?
I know it's not enough. Good luck. Where do you live?
On a farm. Aren't you listening?
In the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
You have lodging.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
The girl can't be working for the Raiders, can she? I bet you she is. I bet you...
I'm gonna need one more thing. Give me those credits.
I bet you she's like a scout for them.
Ready for round 2? I can't imagine there's anything living in these trees that an ex-shock trooper couldn't handle.
Shock trooper. Alright, so that's what she was. But that still doesn't explain why she's running from the guild. This could go one of two ways. Either they team up, which it looks like that's the route they're going, or she's gonna end up working for the mercs, or the raiders, and she's gonna turn on him at the last moment and become another villain. But see, I don't think that's the case. I think they've got too many villains already. As long as they don't make it a love interest. Aww. Again, music. Beautiful.
This is my daughter, Winta.
Winta?
She's not used to strangers.
She's either gonna die...
This nice man is going to help protect us from the bad ones.
Oh, she's gonna die. Oh, she's gonna die.
Do you mind if I ask you something?
Go ahead.
How long has it been since you've taken that off?
I wasn't much older than they are.
You haven't shown your face to anyone since you were a kid?
My parents were killed, and the Mandalorians took care of me.
So they did save him from the battle droids. Alright, good. I'm glad he didn't take it off. I hope he doesn't. At least not until, like, the season finale or something. They can see you. Okay. That does...
ATST.
It doesn't even look like an ATST footprint.
What's it doing here?
This is more than I signed up for.
Bad news. Can't live here anymore.
There are no other options.
You took the job.
That was before we knew about the ATST. The armored walker with 2 enormous guns that you knew about and didn't tell us.
I've seen that thing take out entire companies of soldiers in a matter of minutes.
I've seen multiple of them getting taken out by a bunch of teddy bears.
You cannot fight that thing.
Tell that to the Ewoks.
Unless we show them how.
Did she have a rebel insignia tattoo on her eye? Or on her cheek?
Now, there's nothing on this planet that can damage the legs on this thing. So we're gonna build a trap.
She totally does.
Who knows how to shoot?
She does? Who are you then?
When we return, we're coming in hot.
I'll be ready.
I mean, why don't they just sneak up on it and sabotage it, like, stealthily? Or hijack it and use it against them? Chewbacca hijacked one. I'm sure a Mandalorian could. I mean, at this rate, they'll just take out the whole camp. Oh, All these people punching the Mandalorian in the helmet, does that not, like, hurt their fists? See, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, why... What was the point of that? Why blow that up when they could have... Oh, that's scary. They could have just put that little bomb on the leg of the walker and probably blown the leg off of it.
Go. Go!
That's cool. I wonder if they did this at night, though. Because, they couldn't get the CG right. They made the scene at night to mask the fact that the CGI is not very good.
This is it! Once that thing steps into the pond, it's going down!
See, alright, so now it's not going to step in, because I remember the scene in the trailer where the feet get right up to the edge and it stops. So how are they going to take it out?
Just a few more steps.
Yep. Why is it not just unloading? Yeah, there we go. It's not like it's out of range. Why wouldn't it just unload? This episode has so many questions.
Gotta get that thing to step forward.
I'm thinking.
What would happen if you shot the disintegration at its leg?
Give me the pulse rifle.
I'll cover you. You got this.
Come to mama.
Oh. I guess that's why. It doesn't do anything. Ooh, nice. And down she goes. Wouldn't it have been easier to do that back at their base? I feel like this whole event could have been easily avoided.
So what happens if you take that thing off? They come after you and kill you?
No, you just can't ever put it back on again.
So you can slip off the helmet and settle down with that beautiful young widow and raise your kid sitting here sipping spotchka?
We might want to cycle the charts and move on.
Wouldn't want to be the one who's got to tell him.
I'm leaving him here,
Really?
traveling with me. That's no life for a kid. I did my job. He's safe.
Okay.
It's gonna break his little heart.
He'll get over it. We all do.
I can support this. Trade one... Oh, wait. I was gonna say, trade Baby Yoda for Cara Dune. Oh, I bet you this bounty hunter is here for her, though. They're gonna set it up to make it look like the bounty hunter's here for Baby Yoda, but he's actually here for her.
It's very nice here. I think it's clear he's happy here.
What about you? Are you happy here? We want you to stay. You can pack all this away in case there's ever trouble. You and your boy could have a good life.
Say no. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't belong here,
Yes.
but he does.
Good decision.
I will look after him as one of my own.
Oh no, he is here for Baby Yoda. She shot him. Carrot, yep. Alright. That was easy to predict. But that means they know he's here.
Who's he tracking?
The kid.
Then they'll keep coming.
Poor Baby
Are you
Yoda.
sure you don't want to escort?
I appreciate the offer, but we're gonna bypass the town and head right to the Razor Crest.
Until our paths cross.
Till our paths cross.
What the hell? She's not going with him? Alright, so how's this gonna end now? Are we gonna get... Is it just gonna... That's it? Or are we gonna get a cut to something? That's gonna be it. That's it. Alright, so there we have it, folks. Chapter 4, that was the Sanctuary of The Mandalorian. Probably the slowest episode yet, dare I say that? I mean, we had a really nice action sequence at the end. But I think overall this episode was definitely the slowest, which isn't a bad thing. You need to have, change of pace throughout a series. That way you can really appreciate the heavy hitters. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. Starts off introducing us to the villagers, shows us them farming or harvesting the krill, which actually looks really cool. Like the bright blue color, I actually really like that. There's a good contrast to like the green and the brown of the village, so that was neat to see. Shows the raiders attacking them. I don't think we saw any villagers die this entire episode. I swore that girl was gonna die when they like introduced her and gave her a name and made her like showed how attached she was to Baby Yoda. I was like, I would have put money on the fact that she was gonna, bite the bullet, but no, everybody seemed to survive, which is interesting. How bad were those raiders really? What if they were just starving and needed food, so they had to do what they needed to survive, but they didn't kill anybody? Who's really the bad guy here? But yeah, so that was good. Sorgan, so they told us the name of a planet, which is neat. It's another new planet. As far as I know, I don't think Sorgan's ever been in anything Star Wars before, so here we go, creating more new locations and species for Star Wars. Disney's been doing this since they took over the license. I think I made note of this back in like the reaction to the first episode. I'm not opposed to that as long as we continue to see aliens and species that we are familiar with, like the Twi'lek, Rhodians, anything that's been previously established. I just want to see more of it. They don't need to keep making new stuff when we have so much unused, already created stuff that they can just elaborate on. But whatever, that's a nitpick. I'm just glad that we actually know where they are for once, because this planet could have been, like, if they didn't tell us this was Sorgan, this could have been easily like Naboo or some other swampy grass world that, we've seen in the past. Absolutely love Baby Yoda playing with the buttons inside the Razor's Crest. Like the Mandalorian turning the switches off, and then the third time he just picks up Baby Yoda by the collar and holds him. Very cute. Then we got that scene where he goes to the bar, which was neat because it's like another cantina scene, but it wasn't really a cantina. It's like a straight up tavern from a fantasy setting, like a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, or like Lord of the Rings or something, where, like the waitress comes over, "Hello there, travelers, what can I get for you?" So that was kind of funny. The Loth Cat, nice reference there to Star Wars Rebels. Cara Dune's hiding out on Sorgan. Apparently her and the Mandalorian know each other from, I guess, working in the guild together, because she thought that he was there to hunt her, which is obviously not the case, but that means that she's running from something for some reason. And we don't know what that is or why yet, but I imagine we'll finally someday get around to that story, because even at the end of the episode, when they found the bounty hunter with the fob, she asks who's he tracking, because we didn't know if he was there for Baby Yoda or for her, but he was there for the kid. So technically she can stay on this planet. I guess that's why she didn't leave with them, because they technically didn't know that she was there if they were there for the Baby Yoda. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, I really thought she was going to join up with him, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That little short melee fight that the two of them have outside the tavern was freaking awesome. She got to I think her name is Gina Torres? No, Gina Carano. Sorry. Yeah, Gina Carano. So she's a professional MMA fighter. She was also in Deadpool and I think a couple other movies. So she really got to show off her skills in hand-to-hand combat, which was cool to watch. And I really like the Rebel insignia tattoo that she has like on her cheek. Good touch, good detail there. So all we really know about her is that she used to be a Rebel shock trooper that was sent in to take out what's left of the Imperials after the fall of the Empire and Return of the Jedi. And then I guess something happened where when the Rebels transitioned to the New Republic, she was put on more like security detail and escort missions, and That wasn't what she was into, so she left. Maybe that's why the guild's after her, because she went AWOL from the New Republic. I guess. I'm really curious about that. A little detail that I did pick up when the Mandalorian was trying to leave, and the two guys approached him outside of his ship with the money, trying to hire him. He said it's not enough money to help, but they're like, you don't even know how much or you don't even know what the job is. And he goes, I know it's not enough. Good luck. And just the fact that he says good luck is just that little detail. That's a huge amount of characterization that they're giving him, because by him just straight up turning down their job, you can be like, oh, this dude's a prick. Like, he won't even listen to what they want him to do. He's just outright refusing their job. But the fact that he's just said good luck at the end of that kind of twists it, and you realize like he's not an asshole. He's just got priorities, and like for that little amount of money, whatever job they need him to do is lower on his priority than Baby Yoda. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't care, and I really like that. Of course, though, that when he finds out that they've got lodging somewhere that he and Baby Yoda can lay low, he takes them up on their offer, because really that's what he came to the planet for in the first place, was to find somewhere to hide. So, sure. There's really not much to go over as far as the scenes with him in the village. They touch a little bit about him not taking off his helmet. And, I've read a lot of articles, or I've seen a lot of articles, I should say, I haven't read all of them, talking about how this is like ruining Mandalorian lore, that, or saying that like Boba Fett and Jango Fett and all the Mandalorians from like Rebels or whatever, like it's a plot hole that Mandalorians can't take off their helmets. Just no, okay? First of all, this takes place in a time period that we have not explored anything related to Mandalorians. This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. There's been a purge of Mandalorians. We know that. Plus, we know Mandalorians are very tribe-oriented, tribal. Who's to say different tribes don't have different rules regarding whether or not they can and can't take off their helmets? But like even the fact that the Mandalorian numbers are so low now since the purge, this whole keeping your identity a secret might be a new Mandalorian tradition just to help protect them from going extinct. I don't think in any way that this is contradicting previously established Mandalorian rules or cultures or whatever. Things change. Things change over time. Circumstances can change the way people operate. So I think it's fine. I know it could be a little confusing to somebody who doesn't know where this fits into the time frame. But I think knowing what we know and knowing how few Mandalorians there are left, they even said in a previous episode, the Imperial dude said, in these times, finding a Mandalorian is harder than finding all of that Beskar steel that they had. So I think it's got more to do with that than it does anything else. That's just my theory. All I really want to say is I hope they don't turn this into a love story. You don't need to have a love, arc in every television series. Whether it's between Cara Dune or this woman in the village, I don't care. Just please don't. And even if they do it right, like it'll be okay. But this show doesn't need that to be good. It's good enough already. Just keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, they show the villagers being trained to fight in a montage. All right, I guess, an ex-shock trooper and a Mandalorian can train a bunch of villagers to fight. We don't know how long of a time jump there was between them starting to train and then the actual battle. Cara Dune does mention later on that they were there for weeks, but I think she was referring to them being there for weeks after the fight. So who knows how long they were there leading up to it. It is what it is. The fight itself was pretty cool, but I think I already explained most of my gripes with it. They sneak into like their little booze-making tent and decide to plant a highly explosive charge in there instead of going up to the ATST and planting that charge on like the leg or tossing it into it like they ended up doing during the fight anyway. Poor planning, if you ask me, but we got to see a pretty cool fight scene because of it, so okay. Then at the end, he was actually planning on leaving Baby Yoda behind, since Baby Yoda's happy here, and I guess just going off and returning to his old way of life, but he can't because the guild's still after him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what he was planning on doing. I would have been okay with that, though. I would have been okay with him leaving Baby Yoda on Sorgan and then Cara Dune joining up with him, and then they go off and maybe do some kind of adventure and then have to come back and save Baby Yoda. I don't know, like maybe they get a distress call or something that they're under attack or that the Empire showed up or something, and then come back and then them save him again in the finale. That would have been neat, but I guess with that bounty hunter showing up at the end, we knew they weren't going to shoot him. They had the blaster sound effect go off, and I know immediately what had actually happened. So that was a little predictable, but, you know, okay. And then we're back to the same place we were at the end of the last episode, which is we have no idea where he's going next. He's leaving Sorgan, so, and he doesn't have Cara Dune. It's just him and Baby Yoda, again, going off to who knows where. So, kind of can say that this episode was a little fillery, I guess, in that regard, because we literally are back where we started at the beginning of this episode, but now we know who Cara Dune is, so she's been introduced. I'm 100% sure she's going to show up again in another episode. I just don't know how. And maybe, we won't even get off Sorgan. We might get back to the Razor's Crest, and it might be like an ambush. And maybe the Razor's Crest gets destroyed, and then he has to go back and team up with her again. Because this episode faded to black with them on their way back to his ship, not in the ship in space, like the last episode did. So, who knows? They might actually not even get off the planet. We're going to have to wait until Friday to find out. But I think that's really all there is to talk about in this one. It's not, like I said, it was this kind of a slower episode. There's not too much to dig into. But I don't mind that. I'm looking forward to, this was 4, and I know season 1's going to have 8 episodes, so we're halfway through already. We only have 4 episodes to go. So, alright. That's going to be it for now, though. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble about this. I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comments down below, so leave your theories down there. And don't forget to check the link in the description for Bonfire to go over to my merch store. Only going to be running for about 2-ish weeks left to go. So yeah, grab that stuff while you can. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Mobius1 here, and I will see you in a few days for episode 5.